There's always an added bite when Exeter take on Loughborough, and this game was no different, as the two sides met in National 2 West for the first time. After a cagey opening, it was Exeter who went closest with an opportunistic snipe from Tom Cairns, before the scrum half was hauled down just short of the line. EURFC have been shown some free-flowing rugby in the early weeks of the season, but they went back to type for their opening score of the match, crashing and driving up towards the line, with prop Tom Harris eventually the one to dot down. Loughborough was struggling to deal with Exeter's pace in the opening half, and if not for a couple of stray passes, the Devonians could have been in for their second, despite a huge surge from Lucas Durrell. They wouldn't have to wait long though, and again it came from a dart from Cairns, the scrum half finding Benji Josland on his inside to crash over for a 14-point lead. Once Loughborough did manage to get a foothold in the game, it was Exeter's defence that would come into the fore, fullback Ben Hammersley popping up with a timely turnover for his side. Eventually though, the defensive wall was breached, and it came from the driving maul, prop Mink Sharink, going over for Loughborough. Exeter stuck to their task though, and after a half charge down kick, they were in for their third, wing Kofi Barton-Byfield showing some superb evasive qualities before finding fly half Josh Barton to dummy and race away under the posts for a hugely impressive score. The hosts would have the final say of the half though, and again it came from their driving maul, this time Joe Plunkett the one to barrel over. Into the second half, and this time it was Chester Ribbons who was carving apart the Loughborough defence, linking up with his scrum half to go to within sight of the line. Exeter would keep it tight before attempting to spin the ball wide for Durrell to crash over in the corner, only for some last-ditch defence to force him into touch. Exeter was still on the front foot and hungry for a bonus point score. As they kept applying the pressure, a deliberate knock-on from Reece Malone saw the hosts reduced to 14 men. The game was in Exeter's hands, but loose passing was allowing Loughborough to stay in the match. They could have been in for their third of the afternoon too, if it wasn't for some supreme speed from Barton-Byfield to track back and make a crucial tackle. In the end, Exeter's defence held firm, and they secured a penalty with Loughborough guilty of holding on, before the hosts were reduced to 13 men, after cynical play from try scorer Sharink.
Cynical yellow cards.
A long-range penalty from Hammersley extended Exeter's advantage. But Loughborough were refusing to lie down, and ended up pulling themselves back within a score after fine work from Tom Smith released Harry Rosen to go over for the try. Loughborough were now playing with renewed energy, and Exeter needed something special. Again, it came at the breakdown, with yet another turnover. That seemed to kill Loughborough's momentum, and after a huge surge from replacement Ben Grubb, Exeter were finally in for their fourth of the afternoon, as the ball somewhat fortuitously bounced off of the knee of Durrell before the flanker gathered and scored. With time still on the clock, replacement prop Tom Gully decided it was time to channel his inner Carlos Spencer with a beautiful show and go and offload out of the back for Joceland for the wing to go over for his second of the match. There was still enough time for a little bit of added gloss for Exeter as well, with a scrum penalty on halfway, allowing Josh Barton to imitate Hammersley's earlier effort, to seal a 20-point victory for his side that moves them up to second place in the table. Make no mistake, this was some statement from Exeter, and ahead of a repeat encounter in Buck Super Rugby in just a few weeks' time, they will be pleased to have secured early bragging rights over their university foes.